Wicked, wicked. Jungle is massive. Wicked, wicked. West Ham are massive. Wicked, wicked. Jungle is massive. Wicked, yo, 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 yo. West Ham are massive. Everywhere we go. West Ham are massive. Tell them how we got this skill. West Ham are massive. Everywhere we go. West Ham are massive. Everywhere we go. Everywhere we go. West Ham are massive.
Take two, go. Just fucking recorded this once, haven't we, John? And I realised I didn't hit the recording button.
That's because you got hangover, mate.
I know. Literally, I am hanging today. I'm struggling, but yeah, champions of Europe, John. Champions of Europe. Can't believe it. Yeah, I can't believe it. There's plenty to talk about because there's news that's broken today that we'll go on to talk about later on. But we're not going to spoil that with the first part of the show. Right, myself and John, we would both love to have gone out to Prague. We would have, but it was one of those nights. It was momentous, and both of us felt the same. We wanted to spend it with our boys. You know, we didn't experience it sort of growing up. This is the first time. The fucking state of me, how old I am, and I'd never seen us win a trophy up to this point. So we wanted to do it with our kids, and we went home. We went home to watch it. We went to the Black Lion. We didn't go to any of these organised events because most of them are they're over 18s, so we couldn't do it. But we went to a pub, Black Lion in Plaistow, and it was an amazing night. It was perfect. We almost watched it in luxury because there was a big crowd of people, but not too many, so you could get a drink. It was a good atmosphere. We met some lovely people as well. People from the channel. But it was a great night, John, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good to go back to the Black Lion, to be honest with you, because I haven't been in that pub. I haven't been in that pub since Upton Parks, since the last season. So, you know, it was it was good to go back. Like you say, it was like going home, wasn't it?
It was. That's what it felt like. And yeah, it was a special night. And like I say, thanks to everyone that came down and sort of came over and said hello to us as well. You know, it was that was really special. That was really special. And a few guys spent they watched the game with us, didn't they? We had John from Kent, we had Paul Riley over from Ireland.
Yeah, we had John from Kent, who's not from Kent.
He's John from Sussex. John from Sussex now.
And it was good to meet your Irish twin, Paul Harris, who hates Moyes as much as you, doesn't he? But that's
Paul Riley. Paul Riley.
Why did I say Harris? Yeah. Paul Riley.
That's a very un-Irish name, Harris.
Paul Riley, lovely geezer. Came over from Dublin. Spent the night with us. I think he had a good time, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, you could not have a good time in there. It was fantastic. And not to say we've got some video clips as well that we'll upload at some point. But it was good. Like I say, we caught the moment on camera as well. You know, because that fucking the injury time dragged, didn't it? What was there? 5 minutes allowed, and how long did it run for? 8 minutes in the end.
It must have gone on to it must have gone on to 98 minutes, mustn't it?
Yeah. So the frustration was building, and that release when the final whistle went was just something else. Gary was incredibly lucky. We're going to upload some of his video because he's been back and forth with his tickets. He was promised a ticket, then he weren't. He's been promised a ticket umpteen times. He went out there anyway. Was just going to watch it in the fan zone, in the fan park, and he was lucky. Literally last knock-ins, he got offered a ticket. Got in the stadium. Really, really good seats as well. Having said that, it's a small stadium. They're probably all going to be good seats. And yeah, he said it was absolutely magical in there. He met Dardsy in there as well. You can't miss Dodgy though, can you?
He's like a man tree, isn't he?
Yeah, Jolly Green Giant. He's massive. But yeah, probably the best night I've had supporting football. And like I say, Ben was absolutely buzzing on the way back. My boy's 14, and he said the same. He said that's the most fun he's had at football. We weren't even at the game. We was in a pub. It doesn't matter, does it? No. Providing you with West Ham fans and stuff like that, it just doesn't matter, does it?
Strangely enough, the thing is one of my most memorable days at West Ham was a final that we lost, the FA Cup final against Liverpool.
Yeah,
so
I remember that.
Obviously I wasn't at last night's game, but the way I feel now about lifting a trophy, not I lifting the trophy, but the players lifting the trophy, it just fills you with so much pride. And I don't care what competition it is. You know, there will be some other fans that will be maybe a little bit scathing of it or whatever. I really couldn't give a toss. For me, you know, the bigger piece of this is the fact that we've got into the Europa League by winning it as well. That's as important as the trophy for me.
Mate, you know, it is important. And the thing is, look, as you know, and I said in the show yesterday, I was dismissive of the tournament at the start of it. It weren't because of the trophy. It weren't because it was the conference.
It was a relegation.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
But the thing is, mate,
I understand.
But you look at that, and you look at what I think winning a cup is what it means to you, and that meant everything to us. It mate, did, you know. And you got a lot of people at the moment, and I've been trying to sort of stay away from it. So I've stayed off Twitter, to be quite honest, because we're just being hounded by do you know what, jealous supporters. That's what it is.
Oh, we really?
Yeah. But I mean, they might be looking down their noses at that tournament, but it's salty, mate, because they've won nothing. So yes, you might be in the Champions League, but how often have you won it? When was the last time Arsenal won the Champions League, John?
Let me tell you something. People get so fixated to finishing top four.
They participate.
You do not get a trophy for finishing top four.
No.
Right. So at the end of the day, we beat Fiorentina, a big Italian team. Last year, Roma won this competition. This year, another big team's won it, i.e. West Ham United. I don't give them monkeys. I don't give them monkeys they've qualified for the Champions League. We are the only team in London to win a trophy.
But they talk about Tim Pot Cup, made up cup. What is a Champions League? The champions don't play in it. There's only one champion in England, you know. Yeah. But yet the top four clubs get to go into the competition. Champions of fuck all, you know. But yet they're in the Champions League. So that's a made up competition, is all they all are. But when you're in it, it's a competition. It's a cup competition, you know, and you want to win it. And if you do, and like I say, that was a good team that we beat yesterday. That was a legitimately good team, you know. And I said it before the game. Well, loads of people have said it. It ain't just me. I've been convinced by other people's take on it, to be quite honest. And that was that Fiorentina's style is custom made for David Moyes because of the way that he plays. They're not your typical Italian team. Yeah, they play act and they hit the deck and they're irritating, but they're a possession based team. They want to push forward. And we created a couple of chances towards the end. Didn't really create fuck all for most of the game, to be honest. We couldn't even hold on to the ball, could we? But Antonio had a chance where he went through. He was just offside, didn't he? That was from Paqueta, I think. And then, like I say, the winning goal from Bowen was just to finish it that calmly as well. That moment, you know, he's got nerves of steel, hasn't he?
I think the game panned out to some extent how we all expected it. They had a lot of possession.
Yeah, boring. It was a boring game. Yeah,
it wasn't a great game of football. Let's be honest about it. I'm not trying to be negative about it. It wasn't a great game of football, which we probably knew it would be the case. Yeah. We knew that Fiorentina would have a lot of the ball, which proved to be the case because that's how we play. But I must say that although in terms of an attacking sense, we were pretty poor, really. We couldn't string passes together, like you said. I think in the main, defensively, we were robust and solid, and everybody defended. That
last line, you know, the last line did well. The last line did well.
Yeah, the last line of defence. I thought Emerson was superb. I thought
he was a man of the match. Man of the match.
Did he get man of the match?
He was my man of the match.
Oh right, yeah. I'd say he was probably my man of the match as well because that was a big decision that Moyes had in regards to the fullbacks and. You know, when you make a decision like that, if it backfires, you're going to get the blame as the manager. But I felt that with Emerson, he's got that big game experience. As we know, he's won. Yeah. You know, he's won the Europa League, Champions League. He's won with Italy, the national team. He's won the European Super Cup, which I didn't realise till last night as well. But he's a big game player. Now he's got all the trophies in his cabinet. Huh?
Yeah, I say it's clean sweep. Yeah, clean sweep. So, he was fantastic. I thought, I mean, look, this would have been a very different review had this not gone to plan because it wasn't a good game. But at the end of the day, in a final, all that matters is the win. And whether it was by luck, by hook, or by crook, we've said it before. You need the rubber to green in these games. I think we got it with their goal that was ruled offside marginally. It was much closer than what I thought it was. So we got a little bit of luck there. And you do need it. You do need it in them competitions, and we've earned it. We fucking earned that luck, you know. I think the tactics did work when you look at it. They probably weren't executed. Make no bones about it. He did set up for us to play without the ball, frustrate them, let them have it in non-danger areas. But I don't think he would have planned for us to have not been able to string two passes together. because
no,
we physically couldn't, you know.
No, and that's what I was saying to you last night. You know, when we was talking about it, I said, look, Moyes has he's organised these tactics. He's told them to sit back, let them have the ball in non-dangerous areas, but he hasn't told them to not string 5-yard passes together. And at times, our passing was woeful. I felt that throughout, a lot of our players looked very nervous. Like they kept overhitting, underhitting. A lot of players just couldn't get their passing range going. You know what I mean? And Declan Rice was as culpable in some instances. Yeah, I think to some extent the nerves got the better of a lot of the players. And you know, at the end of the day, like you said, a final's there to be won, and I don't care how we win it because we just needed to. So I don't do monkeys now, which is why we're not going to do player ratings. Is why we're not going to really dissect the game overall, because you know what this is about now is the memories that it's provided for us, me and you as dads, and all the dads out there, all the families out there, all the friends and family. You know, the first thing I said to Freddie was when the whistle went, he put his arms around me. I said to him, "Remember this." Because believe me, it won't happen often, you know. And he's looking at me. Well, no, but he's looking at me at 12, and he's probably thinking, yeah, because you know what kids are like with their parents. Yeah. Or even on the way home, I'm trying to explain to him, and there was all West Ham on the way home. They got on from the Stratford event, and this older fella was talking to Freddie and saying, "Make sure everyone just kept saying to Freddie, make sure you remember this because it won't happen again." It was quite funny, but you're just trying to make him take it all in, really, and hopefully it means as much.
I think he did, though. He did, though. Both boys were fucking. They were absorbed with that, especially towards the end, weren't they? You know, I think they could sense how important it was. Yeah, it was unbelievable. So look, fair play, you know, and like I said to you, in this instance, fair play to them all. Fair play to, you know, Moyes set his tactics out. It did work. We won the cup against a very good team. They're a good team. You know, we saw it. You know, and the main reason why I think I gave Emerson man of the match for me was because I think he had the hardest job as well against that Gonzalez. He kept him so quiet. You know, he was aggressive with him. He is a big game player. I really like him, considering he's a player that I was knocking when we first signed him because he weren't looking that great.
I think I was as well, mate. I think a lot of people were questioning him, and I'm not going to lie, I did as well. I mean, I didn't realise until I watched it back this morning that. You could criticise him for the goal because he did lose the guy for the header from the long diagonal ball. But as much as you can blame him, I think it was a fantastic ball. So, you know, it was right on the money. So you've got to sometimes give credit to the person making the pass. But I thought he was superb. I can't really pick out any other player as outstanding. You know, I just think they all did their job to some extent.
I think Zuma.
I'm not going to become overly critical. I mean, it's just.
I think Zuma was. Yeah, Zuma was good until he went off. I think Aguirre bothered me with that goal because of the way that he turned side on and almost made space for the guy to shoot into. You know, I think we said that there. Well, you've got to take it. You've got to literally stand there, block it, make yourself big, and he didn't do that.
Stand square. He did a bit of a schoolboy error and turned his back a little bit on. Didn't he? But you know, look, it was a great cross. It was a great goal. You know, great knockback, great finish. Let's be honest, he set himself up from his left foot to his right and drilled it in the far corner. When that went in, I was a little bit worried, and for the next sort of 5 or 10 minutes, I felt that we couldn't get our heads around it. It was almost like the players have thought we've lost this. You know, they
when they equalised, John, I thought that was it. When they equalised, I thought, no. That's because it was straight away, wasn't it?
A lot of people did because it was so soon. It was so soon after our goal. Do you know what I mean? So, but needless to say, what a pass from Paqueta.
People can say we shit house it. I don't really care. If we did shit house it, but we won it. We won the cup.
Yeah, I mean, Paqueta was quiet yesterday, but he had a moment of brilliance. That ball that he thread through for Bowen, was probably only he could do that pass.
Perfectly
and
weighted.
It was the one and only pass he played through the eye of the needle the whole game. And he did it when it mattered, in the heat of the moment, in the last minute. What a pass. And to be honest with you, Bowen took it very well as well, you know?
No, it was. I think it was nerve, like I said, nerves of steel for him to. I mean, you don't get a higher pressure chance as a West Ham player than that. You know, that is
no.
And he's another one. I think he's a bit of a big game player as well. Very calm, Very calm. Well, I do think Piquet weren't he the one that slipped Antonio through one-on-one when Antonio was offside? I think he might have been. Antonio didn't check his run. He was
maybe. I can't remember.
He missed it. He missed it anyway. He missed it anyway. But Benny's penalty as well.
Yeah, it's a good penalty. I mean, what's that? 6 from 6 now, isn't it? 6 out of the last 6 or something. I mean, he's definitely
calm. He's calm from the spot, isn't he?
He is. He is very calm from the spot. He hits it very well. He hits it true. Yeah, he's the new Noble with penalties, isn't he?
He is. He is. Nah, that's it. I mean, like I say, I suppose what we'll move on to now. I mean, obviously, we are now, effectively champions of Europe. We're champions of European competition.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Feels very, very strange. I'm probably not going to have fully processed it until this hangover's worn off and everything else. But look, we'll move on to next to the little poisoned wolf who's done his best this morning to basically piss on our chips. And he's come out and TalkSport. And what's he said, John?
He's basically said, so the headline on TalkSport was Declan Rice to leave West Ham, which we knew. Chairman David Sullivan confirms summer transfer and opens bidding. So basically, within less than 12 hours of the dust settling and us lifting the trophy, he's come out and started a bidding war because he's one greedy little fucker.
He went in more detail than that, though. He said we've offered him 200 grand a week, so and so ago. You can't.
He's thrown him. It doesn't want
to be here.
Rice under the bus.
He's proper throwing him under the bus before the fucking parade as well. You know what? Couldn't just give us 24 hours. Couldn't give us a day.
This is what he said. I'll quote it.
Hate him.
We promised.
I detest him.
We promised him he could go. He set his heart on going. You can't ask for a man who has committed more to us this season. In due course, he has to get on. And we have to get a replacement or several replacements. It's not something we want to happen. We offered him 200,000 a week 18 months ago, but he turned it down. That's cost him £10 million in wages at West Ham in that time, and he now wants to go. You can't keep a player who doesn't want to be there. That last sentence, for me, that's throwing Rice under the bus big time. Because what Sullivan's doing here, he's trying to hide behind Rice wanting to leave. He's hiding his own lack of ambition as an owner, because what he's failing to see or what he's failing to admit is because of the way he runs our club, we are never going to hold on to these types of players because we're never, ever going to really progress as we all want to progress. Or, I know we've won the trophy last night and I'm not demeaning that trophy. Of course I'm not. But he's throwing him under the bus now, and I think it's fucking disgusting. And if I was Rice, I'd be pissed off because I'm going on that parade later, and I'm sure the fans won't. I'm sure the fans won't be anti-Rice. But it's not a nice thing to know when you're going around on that bus. It's all been confirmed.
It's going to make it more awkward for him, isn't it? There's going to be someone. There will be someone that fucking says something to him or shouts something at him. It's not and it ain't fair, even if it's true. And I'm sure it is, and he does want to go. Just again, timing. He gave his all. He's just delivered us our first fucking trophy in 50 years. Why tarnish it? Why if he's going to go, why not part amicably? And that is not. I know I know, like you just said there, you read through all of the points that Sullivan made, but then he finishes it. They're like underhanded compliments. They're backhanded compliments. He finishes it with throwing him under the bus. He's horrible. The fucker can't take responsibility for anything. The reason he's going is because it is a lack of ambition. We've had so many opportunities in the last 3 years, and I know we've just won a cup, to push on and build around Rice and progress. We could have, if we'd have invested in that January window, we could have been in a fucking Champions League. There's been so many opportunities for us to kick on even more. But the way that we've delayed, we've acted like a small club sometimes. And it's almost like the club have done their best to hold this group of players back. That's the way that I've felt. And I think if you're Declan Rice, you're going to be looking at that. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to be, if you want to win everything, you're going to be frustrated. I think there's definitely potential here. It would be annoying if you was a player like Declan Rice in that setup. You'd be pissed off.
Yeah. All it stinks of to me is protectionism. Sullivan only says things to protect his own reputation. He thinks we're thick as shit. He thinks we're going to fall for it left, right, and centre. And at the end of the day, everything we've seen regarding Moyes saying things on podcasts, Antonio saying things on podcasts, Sullivan coming out and saying certain things. It's all poor timing, or so we think. Is it calculated timing? Is it timing that the club allow these things to come out because it's Sullivan trying to protect himself, trying to protect his own reputation? It can't be constant coincidence, Nick. It must be planned. We called it bad timing. It must be them timing after these things. They must be. It must be calculated.
It is calculated. It is self-protection. He knows what Declan Rice means to this club, and he knows.
Yeah.
Look, there'll be uproar and pressure on the club when he is sold. Okay, and he's making it look like he's done everything that he can to keep him, but he just doesn't want to be here. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. We've done all that we can. So that it is protectionism. But fucking come on, that is we are not stupid fans. We're not. Well, yes, they're.
But he's worded it in a way, Nick, that possibly a small percentage of the fan base will have a real problem
100%.
Against Rice, and that's the annoying thing for me. That's the he wants to go. Well, I'm not being funny. Of course he wants to go, because as you just said there, when you are a player of that level, and the club technically aren't going anywhere, not being horrible on West Ham, of course I am, but you're going to want to have to move. West Ham will not ever hang on to world-class players. I know Sullivan's been there a long time now. Pre-Sullivan, did we? Probably not. But it's more obvious now what we've become, and we will probably always be a selling club. Any player that hits the lofty heights of Rice, if the season just gone, Bowen would have carried on his upward trajectory from the season before. Yep. He probably would have been. Who's to say he wouldn't have been sold as well, because his value would have gone up and up and up.
No, that's it.
So, it's just frustrating. I just think the geezer has got an absolute. He's got a bright. How he's successful.
He's got no class. He's got no class at all. None. You've only got to look at the fucking suit he was wearing last night. When he appeared, didn't he? He's a proper little. It just shows his total lack of respect for the fan base, mate. Again, absolute total disregard for us, our feelings. We're customers. He don't give a shit, mate, about us, what we think. And he would have seen what it meant to the fan base. He was in that stadium. He saw the fan base, the love they had for that win. And he still decided within 12 hours to put it out there that Rice, he's basically called him Rice a snake almost. He's called him Rice a snake, really. It's what he's done. He's made that post-match interview. It's made the post-match interview that Rice done, the heartfelt post-match interview, which was heartfelt. I do believe he does love West Ham, but I think he's got split loyalties. I think he's split emotionally. I think he loves the club, and it probably will be a big decision for him to leave. But he, if you were Declan Rice and you considered yourself as one of the best in the world in your position, he ain't got there through not being ambitious, is he? He must be ambitious. That's what drives you. So he's definitely going to be split, and to do that to him, I just think it's in bad taste. But you know what, Sullivan? Fuck you, mate. You're not going to ruin our day. We are champions. We are going to worship those players as well. Their names have been written into history, regardless what happens from this point on. We was all there to witness it. We all witnessed it, and it was amazing. Like I said, I don't think that it's really hit home just yet with me. I need this fucking hangover to subside. There's a lot of beer drunk, wasn't there? But yeah, Nigel was brilliant as well. He's I caught him on camera. He got very emotional. So did you towards the end. So I've got Nigel sort of welling up, and he went on after the pub, didn't he? Didn't Nigel go to the statue? Didn't he? He had to walk to the statue to get his photo taken.
Yeah, he went. Yeah, he went down. He went down with his son-in-law to have some photos done by the statue and that, But funny story about Nigel, wasn't it? He had a ticket, but he couldn't go.
So basically, he had enough points. And he bought his ticket, but he couldn't go because he didn't have a passport, right? So he's giving it to his mate.
You know why he ain't got a passport, didn't you? Yeah, but you know why he ain't got a passport?
Why is that?
He's scared of flying.
Oh, is he?
He's scared of flying.
Oh, God.
Yeah, BA at the A-team.
BA Baracus, yeah. But I don't think he'll make that mistake again. But the guy that had his ticket sent him a picture of the view of the stadium from his seat as well. I mean, that's fucking made it even more painful, didn't it? That's why he was crying. That's why he was crying at full time.
He must have told about 30 people in the pub the same story, going on and on and on.
I know.
Yeah, Nigel was quality, as were all the boys, to be fair. I mean, it was a good bunch in there, weren't there? We met some people that watch us on here, and it was nice to listen, have a chat with some of the people. It was just good. You know, some people don't like the phrase, but it's a West Ham family, as Dodsey would say.
It was very. It actually is. I think you could have plotted up in any pub with a load of other West Ham fans anywhere. You'd have been talking all night, drinking, having a good time. It just wouldn't matter. You can go somewhere on your own, as people proved. You know, Paul Riley came over from Dublin and just you know he had a great night. It was brilliant in there. You know, you're never going to be alone, are you? If you're in a pub full of West Ham fans, you know, you're never going to feel like that. So it's no, it was fantastic. So yeah, thank you to all the boys. Thank you to all the boys for what you've done. It was good. It's a wonderful end to a horrific season, but we couldn't have ended it any better. What happens next season, John? What happens next season? I know we've both said that David Moyes has got to as well. As you know, I'm still going to feel the same. But what do you think? No, but what I'm saying, rather than what we think is going to happen, what do you think is going to? Rather than what we want to happen, what do you think is going to happen?
I'm like I said, I'm not angry Moyes out. I just think it'd be best for him to go out at the top. However, after seeing the celebrations last night, after seeing the unity, because there was a lot of unity. Now I know that might have been just
there was. I can't deny it. Yeah,
it might, but that comes with the euphoria of winning a cup, right?
Yeah.
I think he'll stay. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Okay, so another season full of Moyes out videos.
There's been a lot. Well, there's been a lot of talk. I mean, I've seen a lot of people on Twitter. A lot of people. What?
Sorry, mate. Go on. I didn't say anything.
I'm sorry, mate. There's been a lot of people on Twitter. A lot of things I've seen where people are saying, you know, people that probably were saying he should go. They're sort of now saying maybe he does deserve more time. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, look. At the end of the day, like I say, we're never. If David Moyes is here, we'll never be short of content, will we? So it's good. It's good from a YouTube perspective, anyway. another year of Moyes out, but but no. Look. Listen. Listen. If he, I'm still firmly in favour of him. If I was him, I would bail out at the top. It ain't going to get any better than this for him at West Ham. That's my belief. If he ends up staying, then we're gonna have to get behind it and see how it goes. I'm not going to be happy with it if he does stay, but at the same time, if he does stay, what he's done is he's earned probably a quarter of a season's credit from me to see how it starts next season. That's what he's done. You know, I might give him 5 or 6 games if he does end up staying there. But if it goes the same way, if it starts going the same way again, and the football don't improve and the investment isn't right, it's going to be frustrating. I mean, again, that to me that shows how small-minded we are as a club because he's proven in the last season that he couldn't fulfill that transition. He couldn't change his style, and he's gone back to basics, which he had to move away from because it wasn't working. But he's gone back to basics to try and get us over the line.
Yeah.
So he's kind of proved this season that his project failed and that he can't do it. So for them to keep him, if they do, it's another sign of a lack of ambition. Same with Declan Rice going and stopping at 200 grand. Oh, we offered him 200 grand. Well, why not keep on going? I'm sorry, he's a world-class player. If you're ambitious, that's a player that you can build your whole fucking team around. Make him another offer. You know, don't stop.
It is. But the only problem with that is Arsenal have got the same problem now. So Arsenal have given Sacco 300 grand a week, right? And what that does then that creates squad envy. So you've now got William Saliba, who was on 40 grand a week, demanding. Arsenal have offered him 120, and he's still and his agent and himself have said no, we want 150, 160, 170. So when you start playing players like that, I'm not saying they shouldn't have done it with Rice, but then all the others will want more. So some clubs will never break that, you know. That's all.
No. But I think
not saying he's not worth it. Of course he is. I'm not saying he ain't worth it. Of course he is. But
I think with certain players in your squad, with someone like Declan Rice who has earned it, I think you've got a good argument for any player that comes to you and says, I want to be on parity with Rice, because you can turn around and say, well, deliver the last 6 years that Declan Rice has and play to that level, play every game, keep yourself fit, always be a 7 out of 10, and then we'll talk. You know? He's earned it. He's earned a fucking huge contract. No one can deny it. He's our captain. Yeah. You know.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yes. But closing thoughts, John. We'll wrap this one up anyway. Closing thoughts on the game and what it meant to you and everything else yesterday.
It meant the world to me. Obviously, being a West Ham fan, as all of you are that are watching, and you, Nick, and that, it's like, I'm going to get emotional talking about it now. It's not just the winning; it's the memories it creates. It's the memories of all the years gone by, all the hurt, all the disappointment, all your family members that support the team, all the family members that you've loved and lost, that supported West Ham, and it's really cheesy. And I've seen loads of people post something similar, but unless you're a West Ham fan, you won't really know what it's like to be a West Ham fan, because we don't ask a lot as a fan base. We just want to go football, enjoy football. We know we're not going to win loads of things. So when a moment like that happens last night, it makes all the shit that's gone before almost forgettable to some extent. You know what I mean?
It does. It does. We're on the whole.
It just means the world, mate. It just means the world to me.
Yeah, but on the whole, we're an underprivileged fan base. You don't choose to support West Ham. Very, very few people do. You're born into it. It's a good life lesson, I think, being a West Ham fan. I've been told this by many people, and that is because it's you keep on working hard, you keep on plucking away. It's mostly shit, but then when you have good times, you make the most of the good times, and you know you're having a good time. And that is why I kind of, there's a lot of people that, like I said earlier on, fans of clubs that are sneering at us. They're supporting successful clubs that win things all the time. But you know what? Don't feel sorry for us. I feel sorry for you, because you'll never, ever, you can win the Champions League and you won't feel the way that we felt yesterday. You won't feel that, because this is our club. It is our family, because it actually is our family. We support it off the back of our family. That's why we're embedded in it. It means the world to us. And to be quite honest, no one can take that away from us. It's as simple as that. So you carry on supporting your soulless fucking corporate entities that you do. That's fine. That's it might be the way we end up one day. I don't know, but to be honest,
you go and enjoy your cheese room and all that.
Exactly. Yeah. You can't take that away from us. We've suffered long and hard as West Ham fans, and we've earned a bit of enjoyment. And it was brilliant. So that's about it from me, John. You got anything else to say?
Yeah, just in response to those trolls of other clubs, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you. European champions. Champions. We literally, look, European champions. Suck it up. Are we the only London club to have won a trophy this year, John? Are we the only London club? Yeah.
Well, as it stands, we're the only club in England who won European trophy at the moment. We've got 2 days until Man City play, so we can. There you go. So for the next 48 hours, we are England's only European winners at the moment.
Yeah, there you go. See, and on that note, fuck the rest of them. Enjoy it, West Ham, and let's make the most of this throughout the summer and see what happens, see where it takes us. But look, we'll be back soon. Once we've got our head straight, Gary's going to want to do a show once he gets his voice back, because his voice is gone. It's departed, as you can imagine. And we'll do it. We'll do another show on this as well once we're all back together again. Yeah. All right then. So that's it from me. Have a good time today, and come you heads.
How are you, champions?